post to Discord. Fortunately, I don't think it will have been auto-posted because I wasn't in the right category, but I can still post it. Okay. Go. Yeah, so the plan is to get these sprites done by the end of the month, right? I got 2 weeks tomorrow, but yeah, I should be able to do that. Oh, forgot to update the stream title on YouTube. Down, 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 down. Bow, 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 down, bow, bow, bow. I feel I never told you the story of the ghost that I once knew and talked to, of whom I never boast. 'Cause this was my big secret, how I get ahead, never have to worry, I'd call him instead. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Finally, we're doing it. This this is a really small optimization that I've been putting off for a really long time. I think it might be in the end step event. It makes sense because we want to do it after all of the movement stuff. Or it could be at the end of the step event. Where is it? Aha! Okay, yeah. Wait a minute. Else if stasis... Why does stasis put them to -1,000? I've already done it, actually, and just didn't cross it off the list, I suppose. Have I also done it for the animals? The animules? The ambinals? If y does not equal... No. So we just remove... State does not equal held. Else if... Oh my god, it's like unreadable. Need to reformat this. Okay, state is not held, and then this is completely pointless. Else if depth does not equal room height. We literally just don't even need to check that. So this just becomes an else. And this, we just remove this one. And that would be it. And I guess I can copy paste it for the rest of them because it's going to be exactly the same. Right, right. Yep. Oh, and change that because it's no longer update depth if moved, it's just update depth. And and update depth if held. Is that really necessary? Do I need the extra comment there? Boom, there we go. That is a more efficient way of doing exactly the same thing. It's a minor optimization, but one that I've been meaning to do for like 2 years. So it's good to have it done finally. Alright. Oh yeah, also when I get the rest of the sprites done, I can make the stream avatars. I'm gonna cook up some stream avatars. It'll be walking around on stream and stuff, and we can make some like mini games and things. That'll be cool. That'll spice up the stream a bit. I've spent so much time developing the damn game, I never have time to do anything for the stream, really. Anyway, I can cross that off the list finally. That's nice. List-based, is it not? No, it's not a big deal. I mean, we're down to all the like minor optimizations and refactors. Like, none of this stuff is a big deal. I'm just looking for anything to avoid drawing more sprites. For the love of God, don't send me back to a sprite. Run transparent. No, we don't even know if that's going to be an optimization. Yeah. I think I did that. Didn't I do that? And that one's done. Campfire. Step. Where is it? Did I turn this into a function? Was it something to do with this? Okay. Well, apparently we... Wait, how does this work? This is an instant update anyway. It's fine. It's fine. It's probably kind of good that it updates more quickly. Alright, well, I'm crossing that. We didn't do it. We did something different. But I'm crossing it off the list anyway. That is a funny note. Run sex code once upon entering the tent, and then it says, what about late joiners? Yeah, what about the late joiners? I'm not. Yeah, that was the thing. It's like, it'd be more efficient if we weren't constantly running that. But what about the late joiners? We could run it again when someone new enters the tent. We only need to do it like when somebody is entering the tent. That's true. It's true. It's not a big deal though. Convert log and mushroom code to not use collision check. I think I've done that now. I think I've finally did that. Humans. Wait, no. How do we? Game controller step. Where is it? End step. Oh, I made it into a function. I don't know where we run that function. I tried running it in the cleanup event for like the log or the mushroom. I don't think that worked because GameMaker sucks. Yeah, that was causing issues. Why was it causing issues? Because it didn't get removed from the map or something in time. I don't know. Is there some, we can't do that. Do we run it on the human? Maybe. State pick mushroom. Do we respawn? Okay, so we got it working in the end pretty well. Whenever they pick a mushroom, we respawn a mushroom. Whereas before we had a thing where we were constantly checking how many mushrooms there were and whether we needed to respawn them, which is obviously terrible. But I don't believe that it uses collision checks anymore. I don't know why I didn't just go to it from there. Where it's going to be in respawn. Point distance isometric, baby. No more collision checks here. Collision checks are slow. You don't want to use them. If it can be avoided, we can cross that one off the list. Boom. Add more checks to the global tick. I don't know what I would even add at this point. I don't know what I have added and what I haven't added. But yeah, the more stuff we get on a tick rate, is the better it's going to be. Fish at the closest fishing spot to camp. That's just like a note. Like, do we want to do that? Sub-only mode. For the Twitch integration. Hey, mind you. Push a little bit taller. I wouldn't worry about it. Yeah, because that would be nice. Like, we've got Twitch integration in the game, but some people are probably going to want to be able to do sub-only mode. It would be pretty sweet if we had that. But I'm not going to do it right now. It's not exactly... I think maybe I got that working. I don't know. I haven't tried Twitch mode in a while. I think there was some stuff like still happening in the background even when you had it disabled. I think I might have fixed it now. Prevent fawns getting separated. You can, I still have this note, you can fill the entire map with trees. You can potentially do that, I think. Or can you? No. No, because you can't put a tree right next to another tree. So no, you can't do that. There will always be gaps in between. It would definitely be pretty stupid still, but it's not completely game breaking, thankfully. Prevent skeletons from disappearing. I don't need to worry about that until later. Convert alarms to variables. Oh god, don't make me do that. I guess I kind of have to do that one day. Although I had this thought, like, because we can't use delta time compensation on alarms, we could keep particle effects on alarms, and that way there would actually be less particles the slower the game is running, because we're not doing delta time compensation to make sure the number of particles is the same independent of the speed the game is running. Which might be kind of good, right? Because if your game is running slow, you want less particles so that it doesn't run as slow. It's going to be even worse if we're making more particles. So, I don't know. It's just, maybe it's just me trying to justify not doing that. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah. Anyway, we're not worried about that right now. Add miracles. You know, if I was going to do anything here, I would probably actually finish implementing the moose. We've basically set up the moose code yesterday. We just need to spawn them, save them, load them, and there's probably some other stuff we need to do as well. But those are the main things. Instant update predator nearest tent tracker in attacking state. What? Instant update. Oh, right. Damage. Okay. Screen shake. That is something, that's a little like fun thing that I've wanted to do for a while. Because GameMaker has like built-in screen shake that you can use. Just adding screen shake to the smite miracle makes the monolith deactivatable. Well, actually, it's called the menhir. It's not a monolith, actually. Is saving / loading infantile creatures set up correctly? I would assume so, because that note is from like half a year ago and everything seems to be working fine. Make cloud particles bigger. I did that, actually. I did that. Add lighting effects to relevant miracles. Yeah, that would be cool. I will admit. It's not super high priority, but it would look better because you use some miracles at night and they have like a big fancy particle effect, but it's still dark. They should emit light. Would be cooler. Well, we can't really do that. Finish human sprites. All right, chill out. I'm getting to it. Probably next week. It's like I can't escape it. Dude. Convert. Increase fawn speed. Really? You sure about that? Interesting idea. I suppose it would help prevent them from getting separated. Reset animal action timers on interrupt. We're not doing that? Yeah, we're doing it now. Well, at least on this one. I'm gonna go through and check. Hell yeah. Okay, looks like I've done this already. I can cross that one off the list. What happens if you save and load whilst bears are hibernating? It's a good question. I'm pretty sure it's fine. I can't remember if I ever tested it though. So I'm gonna keep that note. Based on availability of prey. I think we're doing that now, aren't we? What you mean, like what? Different sized hunting parties based on availability of prey? What are we talking about? Implement a way to get the occupants to leave tents. I did that. We can do that now. Check the total amount of stuff in inventory, not just the specific thing when deciding to fish / forage. What? Why? Why would we do that? I don't know. Fatigue. Ah, interesting. We've done that. That is sleep deprivation, aka fatigue. We've implemented that now. Distribute instances between ticks, partially implemented. Wow, that note is like from over a year ago. Yes, we've got most stuff on ticks now. On a tick rate. Determine why streams are overlapping. Why are streams overlapping? That's a good question. I thought they had something, yeah. Aren't they supposed to like spread out so they're not too close to each other? Well, they literally have nothing to prevent them spawning on top of each other, so that would explain why they're doing that. I don't see anything here that would even prevent that. Oh wait, what is this? Collision. I'm using collisions again. God damn it. Oh, we could get faster loading times if I didn't use collisions here. True. It's pretty easy to change. It's literally just these two. We could convert these to distance checks instead of collision ellipse. Yeah, you could have one short stream and one long stream, and the start of this stream is far enough away from this stream, but then as the stream goes, it can overlap with the other one. That's basically why. And if I wanted to make it so the streams will avoid each other, like go around each other, that would be insane. I don't even want to think about it. Probably should do something like that eventually, but it's not super high priority. So it sounds like it would be time consuming for something that's like it's not a big deal. I think there's more important things to be doing. 29 and 1, what does that mean? I don't know. I don't know if 29 is even supposed to be there. That might be ancient code from back when we had like my original solution for like preventing them from pathing to islands that were disconnected from the mainland was to have identical tiles with different tile IDs and not let them spawn waypoints on them. And then I actually, when I did all of the procgen stuff, found a way to actually forbid those cells, forbid the islands on the navigation grid. So this is probably not even a thing anymore. 29, what is that? Let's go. Tile sets. How many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16, 24, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Oh, 29 is The Rock? Okay, that's fine. Literally Wayne The Rock Johnson on my tile sheet. Okay, that makes sense, actually. I still haven't gone through and made it so that waypoints can spawn on, like, the diagonal, like, adjoining tile pieces. I don't think anything can spawn on those. It's just a lot. Yeah, it's working well enough right now, but I really should go through and... Because whenever they're doing their pathfinding calculations, like, if they pick one of those tiles, then they've got to, like, pick a different tile. They've got to go through the whole thing again, so it's probably slowing the game down a bunch, because they'll be picking tiles that they should be able to path to, but can't path to, because I'm lazy. Oh, it's a pain in the butt. It's a giant pain in the butt. So, I mean, all I'm gonna do is speed up loading times a bit if I change this. Can I really be bothered? Can I be bothered doing anything? I don't know. Let's keep that on, let's just keep that in mind. And, we'll just keep going through the notes here. Add that to my little list of optimizations. Use distance checks instead of collision checks when spawning streams. Update SC reposition for use with human loss check. Testing required. It sounds like I've done that. And it needed testing, and I don't even know what that means anymore. SC reposition? For use with human loss check. What? The hell is SC reposition? Is that the thing? Is that like the thing they do if they fail all of their pathing attempts, and then they like move one cell over and then try again? Could be. I don't know. Reposition. What is this? Hmm. And you want to use that with human loss check. Why? Let's actually look at that. Maybe I've done this. I don't know. I can't remember 90% of the stuff I've done. Reposition. I am using it. Okay. Well, I guess it's been working. Has it been working? I don't know. Maybe. I think the bigger problem is that they can shoot through tents. How would we prevent that from how would we prevent them from shooting through tents? That's a good question. Well, I actually kind of probably need to be there. State reposition. So there'll be this one, and then there'll be the actual, like, shooting states as well. We perform some, so we use collision line. This is one instance where I am actually using collisions, but it's fine. Oh, okay, so basically I do ob loss, which is a parent object of everything that should block line of sight. But the tents are, they already have a parent object. And I don't know if parent of parent would work. What if, it's not easy to test. It's not really that easy to test. And also, that's true. The tent shouldn't actually block line of sight until it's built anyway. So we can't just, like, say, oh, don't, you know, the tent object should block line of sight, because it depends. Depends if the tent is built or not. It's the same object. Oh, dude. So we actually would have to do, like, an additional collision line with the tent objects, one for each tent. But so it would look like this. It would look like this. Let me copy that. God damn it. It would be like, what is this? Anyway, what is this? Collision, what does this do? Path end, path position 0. And then they repath. Okay, so it's like it's like they aim and they're like, oh, something's in the way, I should move. We reset path position 0, so it does this again, and they reposition again. So we'd say collision line, and it hits anything that is a child of object loss or instance exists object store, for example. And oh, this is where it gets fucking insane. How do we know which tent that we're talking about? That's the problem. I don't know. I have no idea. Is there some sort of a thing that like returns the instance ID of the thing that it collides with? Is there something like that? Place meeting? Sounds terrible. Terrible. Instance place, place list, instance position, collision line list. Collision line. What does it return? This one just returns true or false. So it returns true if you're colliding with the specific object that you're looking for, obviously. Collision line list would return a list of all the objects that you're colliding with. I guess we could use that, but we'd need to iterate over the list. That's the thing. This is why tents don't block line of sight, isn't it? Because this is a nightmare. Function is the same as collision line functionally. Instead of just detecting one instance in collision at a time, it will detect multiple instances. Use blah 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 blah. You supply a DS list, and the IDs get added to the list. End of the given list. You can clear the list before calling this function. Instead of an object index, you can supply instance keyword all. We have to do collision line list. Adds everything to the list. We could do... okay, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Let's be honest. We can do like... so... collision line. We should probably do that first. But aren't we just going to build it into the same if statement? Yes, we are. So we'll still do that first, but we're still going to have to compile the list up here. I guess we can use a temporary list. And just make sure that we destroy it when we're done with it. Which is, where is that? Exactly. We have an exit there, so... okay, do I just put it in both of them? DS list destroy collision list. Wait, what? Why did I just like replace path end? What am I doing? I don't like that it's in there twice, but guess we just put it in both of those. Right? We're done with it once we get to this point. I prefer that at the end for some reason. Okay, so we make the list and then we need to do for var I equals 0, I less than ds list size collision list I plus plus, and then we're gonna and then something like, I guess we do something like if ds list find value collision list I dot object index. Why is it not auto completing that? It does not like that. If ds list find value collision list I dot object index. I'm pretty sure that works, but let's put it in a temporary variable anyway. Collision instance dot object index equals, or should I do get parent? Otherwise it's probably not going to work, is it? Collision instance parent collision instance parent ds list find what was it? Instance get what? How do you get the parent again? Object get parent, and then put this inside of there, get the parent of that object, and then we do object tent. Right, so if the parent of the object that we're currently checking is a tent, then we do wait, I haven't added anything to the list yet. We gotta add stuff to the list. I think I'll be able to just repurpose this one. Collision list. So we create the list and then we do collision line list. Not giving me any errors, or are we good? X, Y, target X, target Y, object. Wait, what? I still have to give it an object? Or you can do all. Oh, Jesus Christ, that's probably going to be really slow though, isn't it? Well, that was kind of the plan, was to put all in there so it checks anything. Because the problem that we're having is that we can't check for tents. Can we? Why are we doing this again? Precise, false, true for not me. I really only want to look for tents. The function returns the number of instances found. Oh, it's also pretty handy. So we could just not do the next bit if it didn't actually find anything. I think we have to do it this way though. Right, so if we actually, if it actually collides with something, it's going to add them all to the list. And number of collisions will be greater than 0. So then we loop through the list. And for any object that has a parent of object tent, then we need like var tent equals true or something, I don't know. I'm a little bit concerned that tent might already be a local variable. I don't think it is. Well, it is now if I do that, so that doesn't help. That's definitely not a variable that I'm using. And that becomes true. And then and then we do if this is true or collision tent is true, then we do this. Now, wait, nope, hold on. Collision parent object tent and collision instance parent. Nope. No, because I don't want the parent. I want the instance. We need both. We actually need both. Collision instance equals this one. If the parent of the instance is a tent and the stage of the instance is... Do you think we should be able to shoot through frames? Should it be only like finished tents? Because there's a lot of gaps between frames that you could shoot through. Why not? So stage greater than or equal to 2. So now you can't shoot through finished tents, we hope. It's not exactly easy to test this. To like set up an exact scenario where this works. But also I need to copy all of this and put it state stock, because this is where we originally try and shoot something, right? We have the collision line thing there, which puts us into the repositioning state if we need to reposition. Don't ask me why we have a whole separate state for doing that. I honestly don't know. But we also need to add this here and then do the same collision tent. Point distance isometric. Don't know why. We're just checking. We're checking that it's still within your perception radius. Why are we doing that? I don't know. No idea. And that you haven't already fired an arrow or something as well. Yeah, this stuff in here, like, luckily we don't really have to get into it, but is extremely complicated, and I can't even remember how it works, so I just kind of hope that I never have to touch this code again, basically. Because I tried to, I don't even know if it works anymore, I'll be honest with you. I can't really remember what I was trying to do. It's like, one thing is, that's the easy bit though. One thing is if you're positioned, is that what it's called? There's something where it's like if you've already gotten in position and you've started drawing an arrow and then the target walks out of range, you will still fire that arrow instead of moving closer. And then I tried to do a bunch of other stuff where, like, if you've fired an arrow, you won't move until you know if you've hit or missed, or something like that. Because they would, like, shoot an arrow and then immediately start moving it. What was it? I don't know. I can't even remember. Like, it was very difficult to work out, and I was trying to get, like, the specific behavior, and now I can't even remember what it is. They do something where they check, like, is the arrow now further away from me than my target? Because if it is, then I know I've missed, and so I can, like, reposition. But until I know that, I want to stay in the same place and potentially start drawing the next arrow, or... Honestly, I don't know what it is. And I don't think it's working either. Because I'm pretty sure they tend to move. I suppose they still would move if the thing had gone out of range, because they need to get back in range. So, I really don't know. I don't know. It was like 2.5 years ago or something. And I didn't comment any of my code, as you can see. I'm a little bit better at commenting my code now, but... okay, so what are we doing? Basically just add some brackets there. And, or collision tent. Don't I need to, like, define collision tent and make it false by default, something like that? This one doesn't even have the instance exists check on there. I always like to play it safe and check that the instance exists before referencing it. It obviously hasn't been causing any issues, but... oh. Alright, okay, they can't shoot through tents anymore, hopefully. Assuming this works. I'll just go through it one more time, I guess. So, we create a list. We do a collision line and add everything that that line collides with to the list. Nope. Yep. Yes, we do. Yes, that is what that does, but it also tells us the number of collisions. And then then we set collision tent to false. And then if the number of collisions is greater than 0, so we've actually collided with something, we loop through the collision list. Should it be collisions list? It doesn't matter. And we set collision instance to the current thing on the list that we're checking, and also the parent of the thing that we're currently checking. And then we check if the parent of the thing that we're currently checking is a tent, and we check the thing that we're currently checking is built, stage greater than or equal to 2. And then if it is, we set collision tent to true. And we can also do break. We can break out of the loop as soon as we know. Shit. We don't, as soon as we've found one tent, we don't need to continue going through this loop. Like that. So we set collision tent to true because we have this line is collided with a tent, and then we break, and then we go here, and then we do another collision line. Why would we do that? We already know we've collided with something. We need to do this the other way around. Otherwise we're wasting resources doing another collision line. So, and then if collision tent is true, we do the stuff. If it's not, we do this check to check for anything else that should break line of sight. And if we collide with something, we do the stuff. Where am I? Oh, right. There it is. Sweet Jeebus. Boom, there we go. Alright. I really just want to reformat all this code because it's just so unreadable to me now. But that's fine. Hopefully that works. I think I'm doing everything right. Like I say, it's a little bit of a tricky one to test. We just sort of have to play the game until we see a hunter try and shoot something through a tent, in which case they should reposition themselves. Basically, it's not an easy scenario to just create. I could... oh my god, it feels like quite a big thing that needs testing though before I can just like release it. I don't even know why I just did that, because now I've just created the problem for myself that I need to test it. I mean, they shouldn't be able to shoot through tents, okay? It's pretty important. But yeah, it's a pain in the butt. So what is this? Create new pathing script that uses coordinates. Oh my god, yeah. I'm probably never going to do that. The pathing relies on objects. You have to feed it an object, which is why we use objects for waypoints instead of just giving it coordinates, because yeah, I basically, it's still good to have a form of pathfinding that uses objects to find a path to an object or an instance of an object. But I should also have a second variant of pathfinding, which I can just put coordinates into and make them path directly to coordinates, because then we use less objects, which in turn improves the performance of the game. So really that's kind of like a performance optimization more than anything. It would be pretty nice, to be honest. It would be pretty nice. Would be pretty good. Anyway, I gotta take a leak. I'll be right back. Yeah, it's an optimization more than anything. So I would move that to only run script if waypoint is not equal no one. What does that mean? Consider using the same method for fishing. I don't know if it would be faster. I don't know if it'd be faster to try and find like a tile on the tile map. No, it definitely no. That would be slower. You have to like scan over the whole tile map. No, that's insane. You're insane. We can't do that. I don't know what this means about only run this script if waypoint does not equal no one. What does that even mean? Oh, like we. It would be more. It would be more like we would set waypoint to true or something like that. So it'd be like if they have a target, then we run the regular pathing and path to the target. If they don't and they have a waypoint instead, a waypoint will just be coordinates. It would be might even be like waypoint X and waypoint Y. And we'd run this script and throw those coordinates into it, or this function. Yeah, it would be more like that. Waypoint objects. I'm going to move this into the optimizations section because it is an optimization. What's going on? What is going on? Oh, Fizzy Busy's working on the car demolition game. Femboy Derby. I don't think that's what it's called. It looks awesome though. Really fun car physics. Okay, so we need to test that stuff. Where is that? Oh boy, I'm getting hungry. Probably don't want to do this too much longer. Finish the human sprites. I'm getting to it. I think I did that actually. Can't remember if I did that though. Prevent ones. Where is this? Oh, there it is. It's on the known bugs list. That makes more sense. Yeah. Now I need to like. Oh. I mean, do I add that to like the list of bug fixes or? Was it a bug? I guess it was kind of a bug. Sure. Assuming it's well, really, it's on tentative now because we need to test it. Yeah. Oh yeah, we fixed that. I keep going back to that one. It was to do with saving and loading. That's fixed. Okay. Did I move that one? Yep. Check for item duplication when withdrawing from the store. I don't think it's possible to dupe items when withdrawing them from the store. I don't think it's possible. I think perhaps I thought maybe it was possible back when I had less of an understanding of how stuff works. I don't believe it's possible to do. Prevent foxes. Oh. Sorry, I thought he was saying wolves. Determine why. That's, I mean, I think that's working. I can cross that off. Oh, we're doing that. I did that the other day. It was super easy to update it so that it saves and loads whether you have Miracle Light activated or not. Oh, I think we might be doing that now. I'm not sure. Make fountains movable. Update clear trackers function to be universal. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, that's quite a lot of work to update the animal trackers when you drop them somewhere so that they become aware of the new nearest stuff around them. It's quite a lot of work for something that's not super important, but it does need doing eventually, I would say. Yeah. So the new, like making the new pathing script or function that uses coordinates instead of objects. That is probably one of the larger optimizations that we can do still. Ads starting soon, warning. That is probably one of the better optimizations I can actually do that will give me a reasonable performance increase. Okay then. I do not feel like playtesting tonight. I don't think I've got a playtest in me right now. I think I just want to grab some food and chill out for a bit. Huh, oh, that's crazy. Oh, so even if you're already live and you update category, stream category, Grog's bot does actually post your stream. That's pretty crazy. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Okay, yeah. So I don't think I've got a playtest in me right now. So we're just going to have to keep an eye on this and see whether it's working correctly in some future playtest. And pretty good to actually update my notes though, because I've been neglecting to do that for a while. How do you... how do you like... Oh my god. Well, it works, I guess. Tutorial. Make being on fire increase body temperature. I suppose being on fire really should increase their body temperature to be pretty hot. But the thing is, if we do that, they might actually just die of heat stroke whilst they're on fire. That's the concerning part. Yeah, I don't know. Did I write down the thing about like prevent fishing in the ponds? It's more like prevent fishing spots from spawning in ponds, lakes and ponds. Which would actually be good because it just means we have less fishing spots as well, which is it's kind of like a small performance increase. I have no idea how I'm really going to do that. I had some ideas of like you have to like look at where you're going to spawn the fishing spot and then trace like check all of the cells towards the edge of the map, and if you hit solid ground again, if you hit land again before reaching the edge of the map, then you know you're not actually on the coast, so you don't spawn a fishing spot there would basically be the solution. This I'm gonna have to figure it out. It's not quite as simple as that, obviously, but that's the rough idea. So yeah, we got the notes are all up to date. That's actually quite good. But yeah, what I like these things will be nice, but my top priority right now is to finish the human sprites. I do need to test the tents blocking line of sight now. I kind of wish I didn't do that because now I've got to test that it actually works. Okay, Yeah, if I had a playtest in me right now, I'd do it, but I just don't. I don't feel like I've got one in me. Gonna get something to eat and chill out. I've got this frickin' court date tomorrow. So, yeah. Gotta deal with that. Alright. I don't think we have enough viewers to raid anybody, so I'm just gonna peace out. Oh, maybe I should release this build. I feel like I've done some kind of good stuff recently. What have I done? Clear maps. I added the new trees. I mean, come on. Come on. We can at least release the... Oh yeah, there's some good fixes in here and stuff that I think warrants releasing this build, so I'll crank the version number and go ahead and release it. Oh, we just hit version 0.5.8. That's huge. Okay, yeah, I am releasing this build with completely untested code in there, but I can't be bothered testing it right now, so it's on you guys to test it. Tell me if it's completely borked. Oh, I keep getting this spam about Blade and Soul, but that game, I don't know, it's like, it looks like it's pay to win or something. It's got some cash shop, but I just can't be bothered with it. I do kind of want an MMO to play. Hey, what? Wrong number of arguments for collision line list. You gotta be kidding me. What have I done? List ordered. What is this? We got XY, XY, object, all, precise, false, not me, true, list. Oh, am I supposed to put the list in there? Yeah, I didn't actually provide it with the list. That's not going to help. Ordered. What does that mean? Ordered. Whether the list should be ordered by distance. Oh. From like the shortest distance. I don't really mind. Do we mind? I'm assuming it's going to be slower if it has to be ordered. So we'll probably just do false. But then we might have to, when we're checking the list, we might have to loop through more objects on the list. But not necessarily. I think we'll just do false. It doesn't need to be ordered. Oh, gotta do that for the other ones as well. Okay, I'm pushing that to the repository. And let's see if it will compile now. So far, so good. Why is this so small? I'm not used to that. Okay, boom, done. I'm gonna give it one quick test. Like, I'm just gonna run it in test mode. I don't have time to do anything more than that, really. But I can't release it without testing it at least a little bit, just to make sure it doesn't just crash, because that would be bad. How many we've got? We've got 3 hunters here. Let's see. Let's just make sure they can hunt stuff without it freaking out. Oh my god, you gotta be shitting me. What is this? Human step line 1337. Human step. Ugh, what? That's like a useless error message. I don't know what happened. I'm just gonna... Yeah, okay, so the game crashes now. God damn it. Let's see what I'm doing wrong. I'm assuming it's something to do with the new line of sight code that I just added. We got 3 hunters. Oh, here we go. var collision instance parent object get parent ds list find. Oh, I see what I've done. It's a very basic mistake. It's fine. We'll fix this in 2 seconds. No problem. Just a minor oversight on my part there. Collision instance equals blah 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 blah. Wait, isn't it supposed to collision instant parent object get parent? Oh, actually I'm a little bit less sure about what is going on here. We could just feed that in there. I just need to read about I'm assuming it doesn't add the instance IDs. GML collision line list. You supply the DS list so the ID values of any instances that are colliding with the calling instance. What? Colliding with the calling instance? No, it's a collision line. I think that's, I think this is just bad documentation. So it puts the IDs of everything colliding with that line onto that list, so I figured we would be fine because those are just instance IDs on that list. But it's saying incorrect type instance expecting object. Oh. Okay. Oh, okay. Object get parent. So I actually need to do collision instance dot object index. Gotcha. Okay. Should be fine now. Just got to do the other two. That should be fine. Let's try it. That's the thing. I don't need to know whether this actually works right now, but I obviously I don't want it to crash the game. I don't want it to be crashing the game. My bad, I forgot to run in test mode. We can't have it crashing the game, obviously, because the game is unplayable if it's doing that. If it's crashing every time a hunter tries to shoot something, you're going to have a bad time. Unable to find instance for object. Collision. What? If it doesn't... Oh, because what if it doesn't have a parent? How do you check if something has a parent? Oh, interesting. Didn't think of that. Uh-huh. Okay, how do you find out if something has a parent? Might be the same function can be used. This function will get you the object index of any parent that has been assigned to the specific object, or else return -100 to show that the object has no parent assigned to it, or -1 if the object being checked does not exist. Okay, -100 or -1 if the object being checked does not exist. So we can do if object get parent collision instance dot object index does not equal -100, then we know it has a parent. And I guess we could just do an instance exists check as well, just to be on the safe side. I mean, seems kind of overkill. Whoa, what the fuck is this? Should be fine. The rest of it should be fine, right? Although, what, the variable would remain undefined. So I need to actually define this variable before we do this. That. Is this gonna cause a problem? I should do this instance exists check again, surely. I'll just do both. I'll do both. Okay, are we good now? Are we good? Can you believe I wasn't gonna test this? That is absolutely insane. I'm just gonna release a build that crashes every time a hunter tries to shoot something. Unacceptable. 1 million years dungeon. Hey, okay, they're shooting at stuff without crashing the game now. That's promising. I'm just gonna have to keep doing playtesting to see if they actually do, like, if tents actually do block line of sight now, and like they walk around the tents to get line of sight. And they should do, I guess. Somebody's on fire. The water bearers should take care of that. I certainly hope so. How many water bearers do we have? 3. Where's the nearest stream? Down there. I think they're doing it. These guys are about to get attacked by a giant pack of wolves. That's not good for them. Where are all the frickin' animals, bro? Oh, there's okay. It's like no animals in the top half of the map. Oh, there's some. It's alright. I had that. If we're going back like 2 years or more, I had some weird bug where stuff was only spawning in one half of the map. Like, stuff was only spawning in the bottom half of the map for some reason. I forget what that was even all about. But it was pretty messed up. That guard is so dead. Is this one gonna get healed in time? No. Alright, well the game's not crashing, that's good enough for me. I can't be bothered doing any more playtesting today. I want to get something to eat and chill out. Like I said, I've got this frickin' court date tomorrow. Because of the old landlord being an imbecile. And just gotta go and Be like, hey, this guy's not actually my landlord, he's just wasting your time. And we should be good. Anyway, but yeah, I should be streaming after that. So kind of like in the evening time-ish. But let's release this build, and you can become a Ko-fi member and support the development of the game and get early access to builds, development builds, such as this one. And that would really help me out. And you could even let me know if this works or not. Because I'm done for today. Okay. Pushing that to the repository. God, I did a lot of pushes there. I should have just tested it. Stupid. Alright, and uploading. Uploading now. Boom. Okay, version 0.5.8 is now available for Ko-fi members to download. And that is it from me for today. And fucking ads are playing. I'm not going to end the stream in the middle of ads. I'm going to wait for the ads. Alright, ads are over. Okay, well, that's it from me. Thanks for joining me. I will probably be back tomorrow evening with some more game dev. And, yeah. That's about it. Alright.